into the picks and bans. We're going to see how they adapt here. It's probably going to be another jungle focus coming out now for the side of NYU. They know that keeping Longboy on the back foot has worked well for them thus far. He's played 4 unique champions. We'll see if we get any repeats out of this guy. Same story for Def Ref and Dead Lee. So the Morgana ban, insanely intelligent coming out now for University of Toronto. It's been a thorn in their side the last 2 games. They do not want to see it again. They thought it was the Caitlyn. Turns out AD carry was making all the difference as the support.
Yeah, very much so. They're going to put a lot of focus onto that jungle, like you said, over on the side of NYU. Longboy, he excelled at the Zac play in game number 2. They've taken that one away. Since then, Tristana being taken out, and for good reason. Anyone who's had Tristana has won. The positioning potential for Tristana, not to mention just the overall turret siege that Tristana allows for a team, a little bit too much for either of these.
I wonder if they won't first pick Caitlyn.
Yeah, first pick Caitlyn would make sense, and that would be a first pick.
I am so smart. I am the smartest.
Yes, you are.
Everyone bow before my draft knowledge.
Taking that away.
It's absolutely great play coming out. Aaron knows exactly what he's doing. This draft is targeted at the biggest problem that Malala and AD Carey have been able to make for University of Toronto, so it's a great idea to pick that one up. We'll see what they answer with.
Right, and with Morgana taken out, I mean, Caitlyn is the obvious choice here because Malala excelled with Caitlyn just as much as Longboy excelled with Zac. And now, picking that one away, you don't have to waste a ban on it. You can take that away from Malala. That's just the story of all 4 of these games thus far going into game number 5, is that Caitlyn has been contested. Malala, once he got that, absolutely demolished, and now they're going to take that away from him and try to put him on a little discomfort, while Aqua Blue, going back on that Jarvan from game number 1, did not have the best game number 1. But again, that could have been because of team comp with that Ornn mid lane. It seems so long ago. Ornn started this game out in mid lane for NYU. Let's keep that in mind.
Not forget that, yeah.
They have not forgotten that, and you may wonder if they had a different team comp, if they didn't try to cheese. Would this be a game number 5? Or
would we be done by now?
Oh my gosh, there's so much what ifs right now. But what we do look at is Malala is going to go on the Varus. That's the first one for this series. A big way of big engage for the side of New York University with the AD carry, but also very immobile. Now we're going to go look at Longboy real quick. Kane, not the best performance on Kane, and he's going to go back to that.
Yeah, he wants to find that one through. Again, it's a Lulu picked up as well for Dead Lee. That's a champion that can definitely make all the difference when supporting a Caitlyn. But we talked about Longboy on that Kane. We talked about how we're a little bit nervous seeing him come to take to the Rift with this one yet again. Now it is a Taric to round out. So solo laners will be the focus of this next phase of banning all around the board. You have to think on the side of NYU, they're going to focus the mid lane. They don't want Def Ref feeling comfortable here.
Taric is going to be actually picked up. He was banned in game number 1. Haven't seen him since, or maybe it was game number 2. Either way, they banned him out, and his Cosmic Radiance has been a big thing in collegiate play. Able to counter, not even collegiate play, also pro play as well. Able to counter any sort of engage and just become invulnerable for his team. Might be something they are looking to do once they might even look for honestly engage with Jarvan and still put out the Cosmic Radiance. But we're going to see 2 mid laners who have been very effective in this series, the Vigar and the Talon, being taken away from each mid laner.
The Vigar ban against Maulface tells me that the University of Toronto is a little bit worried about this guy. He's had an incredibly deep pool all the way around and shows no signs of slowing down just yet. Now, they don't want June X onto the Scion. What does that tell us now about what they may be thinking about for their top lane?
This is going to be the last ban coming out for this series, for this entire series, and it's going to be done by University of Toronto. They ban out Malzahar, which was another big pick for Malface, so they're paying a lot of attention to him. They banned out, they're actually, I really like this ban phase from Toronto, banning out all the problem champions except for Swain. Swain has been banned consistently throughout the entire series. He actually got a buff, very reasonable, but taking AD carry off of Morgana, taking Tristana out of the game entirely, and then focusing on Malface, knowing that Kane, Longboy, thus far, he's out-jungled Aqua Blue. He doesn't have to worry too much about countering him, and they have to counter Longboy. This is a really good ban phase, in my opinion, from Toronto. Let's see what their last pick is. Going to go back on the Orianna. Def Ref had a great game number 1 on her.
Yeah, no doubts about there. They need that Orianna pick to make sure things go smoothly for them as well against an immobile Varus. and they're blind picking the mid laner. The Ziggs was so strong for Malphite, despite the fact it didn't go well for him against the Talon. He doesn't have to worry about the Talon now. So if he locks this in, should be a pretty good takeaway. So that is the team compositions before our eyes, ladies and gentlemen. It will be the Varus coming in for Milala. Tarek being supported over on the other side of a Caitlyn Lulu, a nightmare of a lane coming out of the University of Toronto. I like Maokai for June X. I like Gnar for Sprinkles. Orianna and Ziggs is going to be a fun one. The only thing I'm really scratching my head about here is that Kayn for Longboy. We'll see if he can prove us wrong. The criticisms we had of him in their third game.
He got caught out. He got caught out quite a bit. He needs to really fix that up. If he weren't caught out, that game may have went a lot differently. But he got caught out at least about 4 different times because he exited. He went into about the 20-minute mark at 3-1, focusing on that top side against Sprinkles, who I believe was on the Scion. No, he was on the Cho'Gath at that time. Gnar, he's a little bit more mobile. Sprinkles might have a better time escaping Kayn this time around. Might be seeing more attention brought to that bot side again.
Well, as we do get down into the 3-minute delay, there's so much to scratch our heads about and wonder, pontificate on and on and on, but only the execution will tell us. Now, looking back at these last games for reference, this is the first time we're seeing Milala on this Varus. He's played Caitlyn, he's played Tristana throughout. We'll see the Varus, a little bit of a new one. Caitlyn as well, new for Aaron this series.
Yeah, not going with the Xayah this time.
No, I don't think it really worked. It was such a strong first pick for them. Or not such a strong, but such a quick, intense first pick for them in game number 3, and also something they kind of prioritized in game number 4. This time, Xayah and Rakan both on the table said, we don't even want to touch that. We're going to take away what you're good with and hit you where you're weak. We'll see if Milala has been waiting to pull out this Varus because, again, that was an early rotation of the draft. It was first pick. Sprinkles picked that one up for Milala, and then they pulled in Jarvan the 4th for Aquablue. Now, keep in mind, his Jarvan wasn't good either early in that first game, having to deal so much with the Skarner and getting caught out and dying a lot there. So it's some champions that they traditionally actually lost out with now coming from NYU, but they say we may have the place in this series to just pull it back.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I know these guys must be exhausted. This is mentally draining. The amount of strain that you have you endure in a best of 5 is huge at this sort of level. The pressure is definitely on for both of the teams. Quarterfinals, going to go face against Western of London, Ontario, Western Purple. This is huge for both these teams, and congratulations to both of them for bringing it to a game number 5. NYU bringing it back, possibly to a reverse sweep. We're going to see if Toronto can keep this one at bay and secure their position in the semifinals. But before we do that, I'm going to give a quick shout out, maybe one last shout out to our sponsors, our social medias. Again, my brain's kind of fried, just probably yours is too, Corvus, but we're going to keep going here.
The players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The players, they're a huge amount of pressure.
If it's happening to us.
Yeah, I'm just watching it. This is fun. But I want to give a shout out to our social medias. Type !Discord in the chat to join our Discord community. Have your voice heard. Also play some games with us as well. A lot of different community activities going on almost every week. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest. I'm here with Kyle Corvus Crow. You can hit ! In the casters in the chat to find our social medias. You can also follow us on follow C Star League on Twitter at twitter.com/CStarLeague and CSL LOL if you just want Collegiate League of Legends related material. You want to look at this game whenever it goes to becomes a VOD. We put all of our VODs on our YouTube at youtube.com/CStarLeague. You can also go check out past games as well as talk shows, Quad, The Ward Up, things like that. And we do want to give a shout out to Twitch as well. You're watching us on Twitch. They've been here with us from the very beginning, doing a huge amount for collegiate esports in general. So thank you very much, Twitch. You can actually go follow them at twitter.com/Twitch and facebook.com/. I seem to may have lost Corvus there, I believe.
Yeah, a little bit of a network hiccup.
There we go. Network hiccup is, I think, resolved, though.
Yeah, I should have it back here, so we're in good shape. Ready to just get trolling and rolling.
Into game number 5. There's no more trolling. This is game number 5. Please, no more trolling.
We thought we might have seen some around. It's only whether or not the University of Toronto wants to play this Kane effectively. I know I'm just putting all the loaded gun on this guy, but Longboy really is going to be the pivotal player for me in this game. He's all the question marks in my brain are on him. Then a couple on Varus for Malala, but regardless, I'm curious because this is when the cat comes out of the bag. There are no more strategies you hide. So if this Varus is something that, they were hoping it didn't come to for the side of NYU, maybe, but you think you'd see that in the third game rather than the fifth one when they were still down already, kind of back against the wall the rest of the series. This game is the last one they have to win, though.
And it's not just Malala on Varus. It's not just Longboy on the Kane. Let's talk about Malface on Ziggs. He did not have the greatest Ziggs game, but that's also because at 8.5 minutes, Defref had a pentakill. So that is something. That is something that Malface wants to prove that, hey, that was a fluke. I mean, I can play Ziggs just fine. He's actually taking a heal this time around instead of the barrier, not worrying about the burst potential that the Talon offered last time that you take the barrier for. This time, heal gets him a little bit of that extra escape with that speed boost. Might be good for Longboy's Kane whenever he comes in for a gank through the wall. But again, this time around, I want to point out, we're not seeing any informational wards being dropped right now. We do see a line of scrimmage being drawn, but no wards. So once again, Aqua Blue starting on the top side, Longboy on the bot side. They're going to meet their way up to the top, or meet their way on the opposite side, I should say. And we're going to go from there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't normally do this, but I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the Twitch chat who you think is going to be taking this game out in the way, because we're at game number 5. Beckes and I are both so curious to see. I want to know who the crowd is favoring today here. University of Toronto, or is it NYU? Because we are down now to the wire. They're trading in the lane. And it's only about 30 to 50 short minutes, possibly less, before we know who will be moving on to the semifinals.
Yeah, definitely less if one of these teams have their way, but if it goes anything like the last game, we're going to be waiting for another 40 minutes or so, because that's when the teams really popped off, and it was really, you couldn't tell who was going to win until the very last catch onto June, by the way. So June wants to avoid that this time around. Not bringing the Shin, does have the teleport, of course, on the top lane, but bringing the Maokai this time around. So a little bit of sustain. Maokai is extremely tanky, but also has a lot of sustain in his kit. But also, Gnar can just be so annoying on that top side.
I mean, dealing with a Gnar is just its own special kind of hell. He's been so relevant ever since he was released, really. I mean, I know he had I recall he had some pretty heavy nerfs to his kit right when he first came around, or to his numbers. But then, they buffed him back up to balance, and then he's just not gone out of meta since. This guy's always had his own place in top lane matchups. And so it's going to be pretty common knowledge how to play against him for any high-level top laner at this point, but that doesn't make it any easier, especially if you're a Maokai and you just have to weather this storm and just be grateful for it.
Yeah, when he came out, he was regarded as a more annoying Teemo, but there's so much more to him than just his auto attacks. I mean, his auto attacks are the most annoying part of him, because you have to go up into his face and try to farm while also getting auto attacked at the same time, similar to how Teemo does in the top side. But he has so much more sustained tankiness and mobility on his back as well. But he is very far shoved up. June needs to be careful. He is so far low.
Well, look at Sprinkles. Longboy. Yeah, he's been hanging out on the back side of this.
Sneaking up on there. But there's no health bar to really work with on the side of June, but they're going to try for it here.
Here he comes over. That is the flash. He's going to be coming through. They're going to try to get in on the Sprinkles. He has a flash of his own. He just now pops it, throwing the boomerang. Can he get back to tower in time? He's so close, but no first blood comes through, and Longboy, ready with the intelligent roam just to come through, finds it and gives it to the Maokai. Took first blood for himself on Kane the last time we saw him play it. This time, not the case. Maokai, not the best laner to have it for sure, but to reset and offset that Gnar, that Sprinkles, teleport's coming through. I don't think he wants to chase this one too heavily.
No, not at all, especially with the health bar so low. Very nice gank on the top side. Saw that Sprinkles was a little too far up. Actually did get his flash as well. Maokai
gank in the bottom's coming.
Yeah, gank in the bottom. Hold on. We do see Aqua Blue.
Oh, this is tense.
Here it comes.
Find it. Yeah, they won. There's a flag of the dragon. Knocks up perfectly. Forces the flash out. Teleport's coming down. They know Sprinkles can't follow, actually. So this should be the twisted advance coming in from June. Nice three-person knock. And AD carry has the beef to get out of this one, but taking so much that a back might just be necessary. Really good play coming out to stop that one. But June X now has a long walk back, and oh,
That's the
make
thing.
that an even longer one.
That's the thing, is that he used that on the bot side. There was really no position to use the teleport. Aqua Blue, everybody has their flash so far on the bot side. They did get one out of AD Carry and Aqua Blue, but Aqua Blue is going to go back to his jungle. That's no problem. AD Carry, he's tanky, and a couple levels, he's going to have Cosmic Radiance as well. I question that teleport because I feel like it would have been far more useful to go to that top side. Now he's losing out on farm, he's losing out on experience, and he's also going to get some turret damage put onto his turret on the top side. I don't know about that.
Yeah, First Blood makes up for some of that, but it's still not worth to give that advantage right back away and take it on a risk. You want to snowball that advantage pretty daggum hard, especially teleport, going to be pretty relevant. It's a Mountain Drake early. That is a big contesting point, especially for the team that has a Varus, that has a Caitlyn. Both of these AD carries benefit so immensely when it comes to taking the other dragons, the towers, especially for Varus and the Baron in the later game. So not having teleport.
Exactly. Not having teleport is going to be huge because now Sprinkles is going to have his teleport up earlier, which means that New York University, they can make a play happen if they want to play around that teleport and make it a 5v2 or however many it's going to be, a 4v2. Regardless, June is not going to be a part of that.
Aqua Blue will be spotted out by the wards here. They know where he is, so not going to be too worried. I think he should have cleared those, but they do have the pings down on him now. Top lane, I doubt too much tension is going to keep going down as we're looking just at the mini-map here. He's a lot of pressure on Longboy. He found the very first successful gank, but he needs to keep replicating, and Maulface might be his next target. He's hanging off in the wings here, and there is no roam to help, but we'll just be moving back and forth and back and forth. Takes away the Rift Scuttler. We have a nice stun in the bot lane. Dead Lee taking the damage up on the chin. And it's two members roaming now into the jungle of NYU. University of Toronto are trying to get this red buff taken out in a way, and this could be risky. We might have ourselves a little 3v3 snafu coming down.
Longboy got the buff of Aqua Blue though. Aqua Blue's not going to contest actually. He's just going to leave. So that was a nice roam from Longboy.
Really good steal.
Yeah, very good steal. He's actually 20 CS up over Aqua Blue right now, which is something we saw in game number 3, is Longboy. All the times he got caught, he did farm like a beast in that jungle. He power farmed so heavily, and now he's actually counter farming against, counter jungling, I should say, against Aqua Blue, taking away his buff and slowing the progression of this Jarvan. Now he's actually, Longboy's level 6 now too, so might be seeing him gank a little bit more.
Very much the case. Yeah, I mean, he's really done a lot thus far just with the 2 moves he's made. They've been so effectual now. Effective, I apologize. So we'll see what he can do down to just get the vision around this dragon. Don't think he actually even wanted that. Just moving back to his own side of the jungle. And returning now to clear some much-needed camps. Has both buffs up. Probably going to give that blue buff over and away, but in the meantime wants that red for himself likely. Wants to keep that clear going and just stretch that CS lead that he's very nicely packed out for himself.
Yeah, very much so. A lot of pressure on that top side. June just going to try to farm underneath his turret. He actually does have the Glacial Shroud to resist a little bit of Sprinkles there, not to mention sustain his mana so he can farm and sustain his health bar as well. Not to mention have that pushback whenever he needs it in case Sprinkles does engage underneath turret, possibly with Aqua Blue. But we have a Drake started up by NYU, sneaking this one out.
Yeah, the vision was not there coming out of the side of University of Toronto, so NYU going to take that one out for free. It's an Ocean next on the docket, so Mountain Drake should feel pretty good. Ocean, the next one to come up, means we will have no shortage of Drake action.
Oh.
Gonna see what continues. Ooh, not the best, but look at that. The bomb's coming in. Dead Lee very low. Can they get the snipe down on him? Might not matter because Kane is here. Thinks better of it after seeing Aqua Blue, but turning it around just bit for bit, and now over into the top lane, there's a little bit of action coming down as Sprinkles sitting right on top of June, but the Mega Gnar not going to carry him through to a kill here, and just resets around this tension coming out. It was building up. We thought we might see something, and everyone thought a little bit better, but said, hang on, we're just going to pace this one out. Not even 10 minutes on this clock just yet. It's the 1 kill advantage. Favored in June. It's the 1 Mountain Drake advantage. Not going to start coming online just yet now for the side of NYU. So all in all, it'll actually help Gnar as he continues to push this top lane out. Teleport's there for June, but I think he just wants to walk back to lane and Sprinkle says, I'm going to take the B bus back to base as well, and we'll all be good.
Yeah, good indeed. Both sides, both jungling sides, I should say, not making too much of a presence besides in that top side by Longboy, who is still farming, still going to be securing that jungle as much as possible. There's not much to take away from AquaBlue, so AquaBlue may be looking to gank pretty soon. He is level 6 now, and with no jungle, the wolves did just come up, but after that, might not be too much jungle to really contest here. Both teams doing a great job keeping wards out on their respective sides, so there's not going to be too much jungle pressure that can be capitalized on unless it's forced. That is something that AquaBlue can do as a Jarvan, a very long-range engage. As we see pings coming out. Yeah, see
8 of them.
8 of them, yeah. AquaBlue, he's spotted. Not sure if anybody knows that.
Oh, man. Well, that's what they need to do, right? The ward coverage has to be immaculate if you are 5 relatively immobile champions going up against a Jarvan who has that Cataclysm. You don't want to have to blow your flash just to get out of that gank because he's going to have his Cataclysm back up well before your flash comes back online. And so the vision control is so necessary for University of Toronto, and they're playing it to a T. I mean, these guys are so good at this ward control. Yeah, maybe. Look at that. We have potentially some drama in the top lane as well. Nar's getting a little close. Throws down a ward of his own. Sprinkle's just going to try to spot out any funny business that may be coming from Longboy. He's well up in the wings there, and I think he might just back on this one, but if he wanted to gank right after this Mega Gnar expires would be a pretty good time.
And there's not much gold in the top side for either one as far as their pockets go, so there's not really a benefit to be backing right now. Sprinkles does need to be careful. It looks like Longboy. She's going to back off finally. The red buff is coming up for AquaBlue. He does have that time since he stole it away last time. He's going to deny once again and just keep AquaBlue down as much as possible. But Malphase...
Oh no, Malphase is in some real trouble here. He warded it. He's going to pop himself out, but not the right direction. Trying to run back to his tower. The flash could come through. Feels like he doesn't need it, actually. And just like that, he gets back in one piece, and now the chase is kind of on to Junex, actually. Malphase, is he going to try to make this one happen? He has his own ultimate if it needs to come down to that, but the flash out is there, and they actually come out okay for that one, surprisingly enough. The red buff still stolen away. Longboy very much value the timer on that one, but we'll see actually if he can get out of this, because here is AquaBlue. Gets out from Death Rep, and actually with the nice turnaround on the Cataclysm, there's the Gnar as well. Narvin combo coming through. And now Longboy having to flash out of this one means some trouble. Milala was there, but didn't catch it just as he needed to. Doesn't matter. AquaBlue takes the kill out and away. That's 2 now going unanswered for the side of New York University, and it's a really good pickup to find something on a 5-man roam. Does leave their tower exposed in the bot lane to Caitlyn.
Yeah, they were ready for Longboy to go back to that red once it was starting to respawn. Very nice word from Malphase, and not to mention just nice scouting, nice knowing that he's going to be over there. That is called information, and that will win you the game sometimes. More engage.
Oh, yeah, no, they want to get in onto Deadly. Look at that. There is no stopping them. The Taric ultimate's so clutch right here, and now Judex without an ultimate of his own. He is a little tanky, but there's only so much you can tank coming out of this roving death squad. That is the University of New York University. I apologize. They're not the University of New York. They are NYU, and we will put the necessary respect on their name.
That was great tower rotation, too, by the side of NYU. Malphase and AquaBlue both shared damage in that tower, making sure nobody went down, went out of rage just in time, and able to pick up June at the same time as that turret. So first turret going over to NYU, very nicely picked up. They are playing like a very cohesive team right now.
I like it. They've only been getting better throughout. I mean, they're arguably their first win, the game number 3, was their best one, the most decisive. But that 4th game showed a different degree of this team that I think we had not seen thus far, and it was an insane degree of mental fortitude. These guys are castles when it comes to just the positive mindset that is necessary to maintain a winning League of Legends game. So we'll see how they can continue that one out here, because it's been going in their favor thus far. If it continues, they'll continue to charge us out and win the game. But if the boat rocks back in the favor of Toronto, that's the real test for this team, and it's getting very interesting around this dragon. I said there'd be no shortage of Drake action. They may want to pump it just a little bit earlier. Would be the late roam down from Orianna. Does not have the summoner heal as well, and here comes AquaBlue onto Longboy. It's a nice aversion of that bomb, but look at the come down now. There's the
man.
chain of corruptions, and they found two. Malala gets one, and Malface gets the other. How lovely is that? If you are NYU, now they're on to this Ocean Drake, and they should have that one no contest. And this Jarvan from Aqua Blue, it didn't have the best first game. It's having a great fifth game.
Yeah, day and night with that Jarvan. But again, you have to wonder if it's because of the team comp, because that Ornn mid lane was not ideal whatsoever. And it is showing just how effective NYU can be if they have a team comp that they can get behind. And having an Ornn in there is not that team comp. So playing the more traditional team comp, Malala doing a great job, already has the Gwynsu's Rage Blade. I say great job, he's actually missed a couple of chains of corruption, but it's not too bad. He's still doing fine. 103, 131 farm, he's keeping up with Aaron. Aaron staying very safe. Malala capitalizing, helping out his team where it counts though. Again, has the Gwynsu's Rage Blade building up, has the recurve bow. Gonna be building up to possibly Blade of the Ruin King after that one. I'm gonna see what, or a Runons, possibly. We're going to see what he builds into that one. But NYU, they're playing very, very gracefully in this game number 5 and showing that they want to move on to semifinals.
Yeah, both of these teams have put up just hell in this series against the other, but holy cow. NYU holding it together so well, so much better than we see the majority of collegiate teams, even at a high level, perform, I would say, Fekez, because these guys, to display this degree of strength this late into a series, it's uncommon, I would say, throughout even other good CSL teams. So they may not be up to the level of as many of the just greatest teams that CSL's seen, but they're displaying a quality that I think is arguably lacking from some of those teams just when it comes to their tilt-proof ability.
Yeah, just their sheer grit, being able to survive those first 2 games, especially that second game when they just got decimated. Hold on, Longboy though, he's looking to decimate Malface here, but has to check himself before he wrecks himself.
Yeah, I think Aqua Blue's going to wreck it for him. Just says no chance. That's the second time now he has dodged the exploding bomb of Ziggs just by hopping on with his own ultimate, but it only bought him some time. AD Carry buying a lot of time to get Deadly out of here, and Jude actually shouldn't be able to kill him here if all things go well and Malala and Malface turn back on him. They do find it, and meanwhile, look at that. Deadly did fall himself, and Aaron is on the run with no mana. The flash is in, and Aaron is out. It is 3-0-7 for Aqua Blue, 3-0-6 now for Malface, and potentially another tower on the board here for NYU.
If you asked me even last game that this would be happening in favor of NYU, this kind of domination, I would have not believed you. But NYU, they are pulling this one back. They're, again, staying tilt-proof, and it looks like the stress may be getting to University of Toronto right now. This is a long haul for both of these teams. NYU, they are surviving the stress. And so far, 110, 31.7K to 25.3 in favor of NYU. And now they are in on to the Rift Herald. This is just going to twist that knife into this game in favor of NYU.
AD Carry actually the one to take up that, so they know they're just going to run straight up to this top lane, use it to crack down the tower. I wouldn't be surprised if they popped it out instantaneously. They said instead we'll hang on to it for just a second because take a look at that top lane tower. It's not the healthiest. It's sitting on about 1,100 health there.
Yeah, no one's defending it, so they could just take it without the Rift Herald.
Yeah, I know it, so.
Oh my god.
Ooh, boy. Ouch. Aaron, buddy, in some trouble there. This Caitlyn pick, we've been seeing so many great things out of Aaron, and it really feels like the team has found their success and failure all on this guy's back. The Caitlyn, as the last pickup of the series, it was a smart draft denial, but, I mean, how comfortable is Aaron on it? Because he's obviously not the biggest problem. I would say that Longboy is certainly kind of a big old gap in this one. He had a really good start, but then, the same story as last time he picked Kane. It's been falling off pretty heavily right around the 15-minute mark. Earlier than that even, I'd say around 11 minutes he was having some trouble with this. But, there's not exactly a strong point on the roster right now for the University of Toronto. We'll see if they can pull it back in because, they weren't looking so hot before one Orianna ultimate changed the entire tempo of the first game either. Now they're trying to get in onto Sprinkles. He should be okay, actually, just to hold this off. Ziggs roamed up to the top lane to make sure the tower went down. And now there's 2 outer towers remaining for Toronto here.
Yeah. And Toronto has brought 2 people down bot just to handle Sprinkles. That's allowing a huge power struggle, a power flow into NYU's favor on the top side. Remember, they still have the Rift Herald. They could pop it right here. They have.
I think he needs to. Yeah, he can go back into that bush while the wave is here. Now he doesn't know that Kane is coming up. Doesn't care too much. And they're actually just going to back off this one. They're holding on to that Rift Herald. What do they expect to take from this? Do they want it to kill some inhibitors? Because if that's the case, they need to start making the necessary moves now. Baron on the table, and the Vision should be coming down soon. They do get the Scuttler. The free ward is popped and dropped every bit as quickly. So now should be actually a return chance to get your breath if you are University of Toronto. Put down some wards in your own jungle. And the worst thing possible is them getting caught in this death brush that it looks like NYU's trying to set up.
They're going to do a death brush, this kind of lead? I guess so.
Yep.
Longboy could get caught here. Chain of Corruption go down.
Oh, yeah, there he hits it when it counts. And look at that Longboy buying some time with the ultimate again, but Aqua Blue says goodbye. He flashes, and it doesn't mean anything. Now, Def Ref flashing out of that one probably will mean he gets out okay. But I think so with the Baron here. Junex has the teleport. Aqua Blue, you know, this is not the healthiest run now from NYU. They have a Mountain Drake. It'll really help Nilala push this one down. Same goes for Sprinkles and Maulface, but the health bars I was a little worried about. They said they're not worried at all. They chipped right through it, took it out and away. And it looks like NYU are just charging through this. U of T might try to find this Infernal Drake as a consolation prize, but I think even that's too risky.
Yeah, the Infernal Drake is the one that really you really want as a team, but yeah, you're right. There's really nothing Toronto can do to contest this Drake. That's just going to, once again, add more insult to injury. NYU give them a very firm grip on this game number 5, the deciding game to go on to face Western Purple of London, Ontario. I keep wanting to say London. It's London. That is how you pronounce it. London, Ontario. So they are wanting to get into the semis, and they are showing that they are more than willing to pull out the aggressive plays. Even a mid lane Ziggs to do so. Mid lane Ziggs not faring too well in game number 2, but this time doing very well in game number 5.
Yeah.
There's a Rift Herald.
Ooh, yep, gotta pop it. Just run right down the mid lane. They have the Baron minions to buff this thing up, so this is just NYU gang rolling down. This is Gangs of New York for the movie references now, just charging through, and this is gonna be
they have no minions.
Pretty tough. Yeah, okay. I really don't understand. This is the second time they've done. I thought they were just rolling in with a squad. Turns out no, they just popped Rift Herald to hang around and slap down some creeps.
Need to get those Rift Herald mechanics down, but now the minions are there, and they are Baron empowered, like you mentioned. 5 strong for NYU here. This is going to be scary for Toronto.
Yeah. Caitlyn Trap's really only a formality. That cannon minion buffed up as well. The bomb on the back line, and Aaron is half health already. Inhibitor going to be coming down without contest. This thing is absolutely taken out and away. Now it's only a matter of how NYU resets, and the top lane looks like a great place to do it, Beckheads.
Yeah, there's already a wave up there. They still have the Baron empowerment. The mid lane is going to, or Toronto is going to be a little bit delayed answering this one because they had to deal with the Rift Herald, or else they risk putting the getting the Rift Herald in onto the Nexus turret. And of course, you have Ziggs there, can take out a turret so quickly. You only need to get down to a quarter health. You can just satchel charge that out. And now NYU looking just to lead this game out.
Who is this team?
I know, right? Game number 2, you would not have thought this one. Number 3 showed Shades, number 4 showed Grit, number 5 showing Dominance.
Absolutely, they're charging through this one. Sprinkles now taking a little bit of damage. He has to be careful, but he's not going to be too worried. The rest of his team is there to back him up, and they have the superior fight. They're just buying time for the minions to start charging down that mid lane. And then the minions themselves will end up buying time. So it is a big old investment coming out, but they know the returns will pay dividends. Now, they're just trying to make the most of this Baron. It should be the last wave, maybe second to last. Can't quite tell from the timer on this one, but look at that. The engage is on down. Aqua Blue is there, and Def Ref is in some trouble. The Gnar coming in, and it's the double kill. They're charging through this, and Beckers, this could be the game.
I think we
might be seeing the reverse sweep come out. Are you kidding me? It started as a small dream. It started with such an uphill battle before NYU, but look at that. They've come through. They've showed such a dominating performance, and are you kidding me? They're on to the Nexus turret. Ziggs is there. The Baron is there. They have so much at their back, and they have done it, ladies and gentlemen. The University of Toronto fall, and NYU march on to cement themselves into the Eastern semifinal, where they will play Western 2 weeks from now. Are you kidding me? The reverse
Uphill
sweep.
battle indeed. You are not joking with that uphill battle. It was a huge uphill battle, especially from game number 1 with that cheese comp, the mid lane Ornn. We've mentioned it numerous times. NYU, they could not make that work. They tried about 15 minutes in. Toronto's like, all right, this isn't a problem. Just shockwave them, Defref, and absolutely destroyed them after that. Game number 2, Defref got a pentakill at 8.5 minutes. That's always going to be a highlight of his career, but it wasn't enough to intimidate NYU into just giving up. Game number 3, they brought it back. Almost like Longboy on the Kane, not having a great performance in any of the games he played with Kane. Great performance on Zach Skarner. Those were banned out since those games. And now Sejuani, Kane again, not really panning out for him. Toronto, they're unfortunately out of the tournament. Congratulations.
They are.
Yeah, congratulations to New York University. You are going on to face Western Purple of London, Ontario. Got it. No worries. It's all right.
You get London right and then Ontario.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, New York University definitely have their work cut out for them. There is plenty of preparation time, ample opportunity to get things back into just spec, and look at these first 2 losses of the game, look at the close game number 4 and say, okay, how do we bring this one back? We want to issue so many thanks to both of these teams for putting off and appearing on stream for us today. We cannot thank you enough. To the University of Toronto, your season ends here, but for the first rebuilding year, I'm going to say keep an eye on these guys, because holy cow, what they have the potential to grow into for New York University. They will be moving on. We want to thank you all in chat, hanging out with us, supporting your schools. You are the reason that so many of us are able to do this at the CSL, that the players are able to do this where they are at their universities. And so you guys pat yourselves on the back for that one. Thank you for sticking around. My name is Kyle Corvus Crow. I've been joined today by Joshua Fekes Quest, and we have been graced with a best-of-5 series that went down to the very last minute between these 2 teams. It was everything we could have hoped for. Got a couple plugs to hit before we are out of here. Exclamation point Discord in the chat. Exclamation point Casters in the chat. Exclamation point East bracket. Exclamation point West bracket. South bracket. North bracket. PCB bracket. And so on, just to make sure you get all of that going, all the information you possibly need. I'll be in chat just to spam that through in just a second for you. Huge shout out to our sponsor, Twitch. We could not do what we do without their support. We thank them for it. They are the best. Show them some love on their social media, twitter.com/Twitch, facebook.com/Twitch. And if you want to see this series happen again, it will be clipped and shown on YouTube, youtube.com/user/C Star League. That is going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. I, again, am Kyle Corvus Crow. That, again, is Joshua Fekes Quest. You, again, are the best crowd we could ever have asked for. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be signing off. We'll have more League of Legends for you shortly. Keep up on Twitter to find out when the next match is. But until then, we'll see you next time.